that lets us charge up our melee. It's already at 12 times combo. Now, because we have 90% efficiency, we don't give a damn about spamming our heavy attack, and they are just impaled forever. Here's the second Eximus that we have noticed. 99 million damage on a undebuffed enemy. Just some good old heavy attacks. 40 million. Okay, sweet. Alright, and even then, look, our HP is just staying capped. Still have those 4 procs of Arcane Escapist. This is how chill. Ah, how dare you? Took my gun. This is how chill this build is. So here we are, another heirloom, a goddess in gold, red, and black who, quote, casts off her legacy of torment and rises in majesty. She definitely does look pretty regal. Not just with these colors, but in general, the design is really great. Brings back Ember vibes with this kind of heirloom pop. With the texture. Yeah, looks really good. But the main thing we're all here for with this video is to explore this build, and even though it's kind of similar to what I do quite often with Wrathful Advance, Vazarin, Ruvox, and Onos, and Valkyr with buffing and debuffing enemies are just a deadly and glorious carnage combo. So let's get right into it. Let's look at the mods that we have. Basically, endless energy with rage. Survivability goes absolutely nuts through the combination of massive amounts of armor, 3 times armor increase whilst in Hysteria. Armor is doubled by Warcry, and it's at almost 3k base with 90% reduction, right? We're always being healed by our pet, and we're always healing and overguarding our pet with melee attacks, so pretty much unkillable. I will make a point of just standing there and letting stuff shoot us with Arcane Escapists to show you that you can easily maintain this and be very chill at level cap and just kind of, you know, run around like ending everything's life. As mythologically and etymologically Valkyr does. She chooses the worthy and the unworthy on the battlefield. Not so much with words, but with her actions, right? So the kind of hardest, most exclusive part of the build is Prime Sure-Footed or Handspring. The choice there, if you can make it. And the Umbral mods, you need at least 1 Umbral mod. Forma, or 2 if you don't want to spend like 3 extra Forma on her, but in my opinion, save them up and use the normal Forma. It also makes her more flexible in case you decide to not run an Umbral build somewhere, like if you were going to play with Pillage, as I intended to do here, as you can see with the name of it. Enough gaffing though, enough talking. Let's look at the other builds. Pretty simple primary dexterity code base assist with a decent amount of impact to max out impact status on enemies as quickly as possible, and mercy kill them with the base assist alt fire. That in turn, of course, gives us the Arcane Escapist proc to be immortal for 10 seconds instead of dying for every 3 Eximus that we mercy kill. There you can see the fat base blaring away and the all-consuming infested weapons mouth. Right, and here's the Onos. Devastation Cascade, Lethal Lance, Rapid Reinforcement, and Rapid Wrath. That's what I've chosen for it, and here's the mods. Again with dexterity, so we get a fat amount of combo duration, and we don't have to go with Naramon Focus School for that infinite combo, because in survival missions we're just always clawing and comboing on everything anyway. Yep, and almost last, but definitely not least, Vulnerability Serum, Swift Transmute, Seismic Slam, and Lethal Impetus for massive attack speed, massive slam radius, and low combo counter required to go into Incarnon form. This is the most flexible slot, I'd say, because you get into Incarnon form incredibly fast, and you stay there with 90% efficiency from the mods that we have. The mods being Galvanized Reflex and Focus Radon, putting us at exactly the cap of melee efficiency. I've gone for melee Doughty too. You can go for, if you want to swap out Weeping Wounds, you could go for Exposure, or you could build it around melee Influence maybe. I just find melee Influence so boring nowadays, so I've gone for Doughty for those extra fat 10, 20, 30, 50 million red crits, as we will see in the mission. Everything else is pretty standard. Blood Rush, Galvanized Steel, and here we do want to make our Puncture the dominant status type, right? So Focus Radon just gives us a little bit of radiation damage, but we want to have a bit of puncture damage extra, so it scales up nicely here. As if we didn't have enough efficiency, we also get more efficiency from Discipline's Merit. In fact, that could be swapped out for like Dispatch Overdrive or something like that. Yeah, it needs to be that type of forma, but I just love Discipline's Merit. Yeah, I've mentioned, you know, Vazarin, the grouping utility, that being Void Snare, is just sick. You group up massive amounts of enemies as long as they aren't overguarded. And of course, if we dash through ourselves, our Warframe, or our friends, then they get immune to damage for 5 seconds and healed an insane amount. As if that wasn't enough, a nice little Guardian Shell and increased shield regen, void regen, not just for ourselves at 50 HP per second, but for our entire squad. And then all of these waybounds if you're a nerd like me and you max out and unwaybind all of your focus schools. Here we go. This is what I've stuck on her Prime Talons. Because I don't really like this stance that much on her Talons, I've just chosen it as a backup weapon with melee influence to clear rooms when our kills per second go a bit low, and the build, in my opinion, is pretty standard. Again, the Weeping Wounds, Blood Rush combo to just decimate enemies. Yeah, you can definitely stick some more electric on there if you want to, in the form of like focus energy, and then swap out maybe galvanized elementalist. Could be a better combination that way to make sure we have a good chance to proc those electric procs, because obviously slash does not spread. But if we're killing through heavy attacks, we are status immune, so that's very, very nice on Carnus Mandible. The reason I wouldn't want to drop that mod. Yeah, enough talk. Let's actually get into the mission. Here is also our Foxy Vulpaphyla, providing us a lot of immortality. I do want to use this though. Really want to use Pack Leader. What can we swap out to have Pack Leader? Yeah, damn. I don't even know. Maybe we can swap in a slightly under-ranked Pack Leader right here to have Overguard gating on our pet. Yep, and be healing it through our melee attacks. And here's the claws. AoE claws spreading toxin, radiation, and magnetic to make our condition overload attacks from our main claws do that nutty amount of damage. Oh, and we're not even playing with condition overload. So, yeah, guess maybe I need to stick on yet another forma. Yeah, not quite gonna fit. Let's get into the mission. There is a survival on Lua up, an Omnia Fisher. These are just great for kind of stress testing your build, seeing how far you can push. Double forma, that's what we like to see. Doesn't she just look great? Color of blood. Vitality. Life and death. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing is, of course, we can group up our enemies incredibly easy with Vazarin, as I said. And then that lets us charge up our melee. It's already at 12 times combo. Now, because we have 90% efficiency, we don't give a damn about spamming our heavy attack, and they are just impaled forever, right? A long, long time. Then if we want to, we can charge up our Incarnon pistol with some nice headshots. Everything's dead. And even if it isn't, because we're Valkyr, we can just stand in the middle of everything, not even care about getting hit. Okay, our enemies have spawned. Look at that glorious carnage. Red crits filling up the entire screen, and impaled, disintegrated, deleted. Ah, our first Eximus. And it's time to get a mercy kill. There we are. And our first Arcane Escapist stack. We need 3 stacks per death prevention, and we can cap out at a maximum of 9 stacks, which is easy enough to do. Now you see our life basically doesn't budge because of our pet, and our pet's life also doesn't budge because we are healing and overguarding it with our melee attacks. Ah, here's the second Eximus that we have noticed. 99 million damage on a undebuffed enemy. Just some good old heavy attacks. 40 million. Okay, sweet. So you see, I wasn't promising too much. Stuff just melts, gets deleted from existence, and this is a super fun way to play Valkyr. That Eximus got one shot a bit too hard. We had no chance to ranged mercy kill it with our base assist, but that's alright. Let's see what a slam from the air does. Now that wasn't even a heavy slam, that was just a normal melee slam. That was a heavy slam. And again, the Eximus, we noticed the Eximus too late, and it got deleted. Luckily there's 3 here to show you how quick and easy it is to charge those mercy kills. There we go, just old fire. And now I believe we're already at 3 or more stacks of Arcane Escapists. There we go, 3. We actually have to try kind of hard to even die if we want to. Have to do nothing, let our pet be dead for a long, long time, and I paralyze these guys, right? So may as well just kill them, because if they're paralyzed they're not going to do anything. In order for us to die, our pet has to be down. We have to be in ranged attack mode to not block all these shots we're getting, right? Because if we're just standing here doing nothing in melee, we're blocking like everything. We have to get our gun out and just stand in the fire. Right, and even then, look, our HP is just staying capped. Still have those 4 procs of Arcane Escapist. This is how chill. Ah, how dare you? Took my gun. This is how chill this build is, right? We let our Warcry fade from getting 0 kills per second, per minute, and go down. Or rather, let our health bar go gray for 10 seconds, because that's what I want to show. The 99 or higher, the 99% damage prevention is making it hard to die though. How can we die? Alright, let's like aim at the floor, make sure we have our gun out. We're still taking no damage. And our pet is spamming some viral quills and everything, so we're just not gonna die. We have an entire army shooting at us, and we don't give a fuck. And even if it was toxin damage, it wouldn't matter either. The most it would do is trigger the immortality for 10 seconds. Yeah. I think we have to start killing because the mission will end in 15%. So you see, that's how hard it is to die on Valkyr. You can just stand, if you've modded her the right way, right? Just stand in the middle of everything, and you still do not die. The pet, the fox, makes a massive difference because those viral quills are healing us all the time. And here I just cleared the map with the trusty Hysteria Prime Talons. 209 million damage on an enemy that's not debuffed with Talons, with melee influenced Talons. That's pretty nuts, don't you think? Pretty damn nuts. As if you needed Escapist to proc. All the time on Valkyr, you're getting like 300% rage, and it consumes, if you have over 150% rage, it consumes all your rage in order to prevent the death from taking place in the first place. So it's really a bit excessive. She's excessively immortal, as if there was such a thing, right? We're not just damage capping on some frames, we're also immortality capping. Okay, Malice, time to bid you farewell. Ah, they took our guns. We have no guns to shoot with. Okay, but anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this showcase of what Valkyr can do with these weapons. Let's briefly go pick up our Onos again, group enemies up, impale them, and shoot with our glorious world-ending arm cannon. Look at that, it just looks sick. And here, of course, are the angel claws. It's a bit dark here. Alright, we're blocking everything as well. Yeah, the angel claws look fucking insanely good. And of course, not only do they look good, but they just delete every enemy in the game once you set them up right and impale them. If you do decide to go to things like level cap, your whole squad can just wail on anything it needs to for up to 13 seconds, because that's how long they stay impaled. And in Warframe terms, where you're counting hundreds of kills per minute, 13 seconds for a single enemy to be impaled is, of course, a bit of an eternity. So yeah, think that's kind of enough of a display of what she can do. How fucking good she is. How epic. Make sure you toggle the teleport on Wrathful Advance so that you can move like a speed frame, right? Very, very fun once you put that teleport toggle on. You can still, of course, actually end lives by holding down the button, and then you do a heavy attack combined with a teleport. Zoom, except we zoomed out of the map. Aimed very slightly in the wrong direction, and there we go, mission complete. So, thanks for watching, having a blast with the Valkyr rework, and now of course the heirloom, promoting her to super sexy, smokin' style levels of aesthetic pleasure. Catch you in another video.